Kia ora friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Gina, and in today's video we're going to be making this bed frame. It's a vintage Victorian inspired bed frame, and I've painted it up to be kind of a brass effect. I'm not going to be making the mattress today, but I'll leave a comment below if you'd like a video on that. So let's get into making this bed frame. So first up, we're going to start on the head and the foot of the bed, and just using a bit of foam core board, I'm just marking out some measurements. So it's 75 millimeters or 3 inches wide is the bed, and that's the head at the bottom there, which is 75 millimeters high, and then the foot of the bed is 55 millimeters high, or 2 1/8 of an inch. So I'm using some barbecue skewers, and I'm actually utilizing the taper at the top to actually friction fit the glass bead at the top, and I've used wooden beads for the connecting parts of the frame. The reason why I've done that is so that I could drill an additional hole at 90 degrees to the main hole of the bead, and that's so that I could get these joints happening at each corner of the frame. So once I've got the two side pieces in, using the measurements that I've got on my mat board, foam core board, I'm just cutting some of the skewers to length, and then I'm fitting those into place. So here you can see that we've got the beads, just a normal wooden bead, and then I've drilled these holes to the same diameter as the barbecue skewers, which is about 3 mil, and then just cutting those to length. So once I've got all that put into place, I can start gluing everything together. I will come back later and snip off the very tips of those barbecue skewers, but for now I'm just going to leave them as they are. And then I can fit that to the foam core board, and the reason why it's foam core board so is I can actually put some pins in there, which just helps keep it nice and square, and then I just weigh it down a little bit with a 123 block. For the uprights at the end of the bed, I'm using some toothpicks, and I'm just laying those into the frame and then marking where I need to cut them rather than measuring them off. I'm just actually marking them into the project itself. And then just using some smaller, well, they're not glass beads, they're actually plastic beads, but they're just smaller beads, and they fit really nicely on the toothpicks. So I'm just going to cut the tops off the bamboo skewers, and then I'm just going to mark out where I want those uprights to be. Now I'm just packing it out with a little bit of mat board. I've just got 2 layers of mat board, just so that the uprights, or these little upright pieces, will sit in the middle of those barbecue skewers or bamboo skewers, and so it just actually helps prop it up while the glue dries. And so I've just cut the toothpicks slightly shorter, and then I'm just pushing the beads at the top and the bottom to fit into the frame. And then once that's all done, I can set that aside to dry. So moving on to the actual base of the bed, I'm actually going to use some wooden pieces that I have in my stash, but you could actually just use popsicle sticks or anything like that. I just felt that these little wooden pieces were a little bit longer, and then I'm just using some mat board just to create a little bit of an L shape. The mat board is nice and thin, it's only 1 millimeter thick, and then I'm just using some coffee stir sticks and just cutting those to length. I'll just cut a whole lot of those at the same length, and then I can glue those into place. So I'm just marking off where I want the slats to fit, and I've just put them like 1 centimetre apart. The actual coffee stir sticks are only 5mm or 1/4 of an inch, and so this actually spaces them out really nicely. The length of the bed is 155mm, and so now we can start putting it all together. So I'm just using some 1, 2, 3 blocks to give me the height off the floor, and then I can use that to fit the foot into place, and I'm just going to use another 1, 2, 3 block just to keep it upright, and the same with the head, and then I'm just going to let that dry. I've got some oil rubbed bronze spray paint, so it's just got a little bit of texture on it, and I'm just going to use that and cover it the whole lot. So it's got a paint and primer all in one, and then I'm just using a bit of bronze metallic and also gold. So I'm just going to start with the bronze, and I'm just going to dry brush all over the sort of the top parts of the bed, as if anywhere that it's been sort of touched, and then I'm just going to highlight that with a little bit less of the gold just over the top, and that will give us the look of the bed frame. It's a nice little short video. If you've enjoyed it or found it valuable, please give it a thumbs up and hit that like button. And if you would like to see a video on making the mattress, I'm more than happy to do that. Until next time, everybody, bye for now.